Good morning! Brian and Carrie in the morning. Welcome to our pre-show.
Yes.
Carrie deals with the monitor because the monitor is not my friend.
Well, because the monitor has a mind of its own. You know, most monitors do. Look at that. There we are.
Not my friend, monitor. Gosh, we were here
A couple hours ago, it feels
on
like.
Brian and Carrie in the morning at night.
Yeah.
Just like it was so like short time ago. Did that?
Everybody understood exactly what you're saying. Hey,
My hands are sticky.
I like your new ring.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. We both got a little.
We got matching rings on today.
No, I got the mineral oil.
You know what? I have a little bit of stuff on my hands as well now for
Can
my
you
hair
pass me a
product.
towel?
Yes. Et voila.
Yes.
Yes, you did, Loria. You knew what he was saying.
Yes, you did, Lori. You knew what I was saying. Did I say that well?
Yeah.
Welcome to our kitchen towel show. So, guys, look at today is day number 2.
It is.
Of our 5-day series related to our entire How to Finally Achieve the Goals You Set program. Okay? Today is the, this is the one exercise, the one factor, the one thing that has the most profound impact on enhancing your mindset immediately.
Yep.
Of any other exercise we have. And that's what we have it listed as number 2 of our 5-day series. I've actually used this with professional Olympic athletes to amazing impact and effect. And I'm going to share a story about that once we get rolling at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Exciting.
Also, we're giving away 2 free copies.
2. That's officially, by the end of today, we'll have given away 5 copies, which is what we had announced on Friday we were giving away. So, you know, we just decided to give out a whole bunch.
Pure compliment, rocking the Axl Rose look, Miss Carrie. Yeah. Brian Sakowitz says, I got a piece of paper ready, or a pad of paper. Good on you.
Love it.
Right on.
There we go. Look at everybody. I love the fact, Tricia, I love the fact that most of you who were here last night are here again. Natalie Cranberger, I apologize for not pronouncing that right. I love it that you're here two shows in a row, and last night was your first one.
We are rolling. We got like a huge amount of viewership right now. We have 6 minutes left in this pre-show.
I dig. Good morning, Carrie Yassi.
Yes.
I am loving
Angie Olson, Sandy Weinberg, Steve Munt, Finesse, Jeff Patton.
Good morning. And I want to give a very special shout out who he's not chiming in right now, but I suspect he'll be watching this later on at some point. A big happy birthday to Sean Humel, who is our wonderful
real estate agent
who found us this like luxurious place that we're living in right now.
It's his birthday.
And it's his birthday today.
17 years old.
Happy birthday.
Sing it.
Da 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 da. Ha! There you go.
Mama Drap says, not so much Axl Rose, but Bret Michaels.
You know,
Do you know who Bret Michaels is?
He's the guitar guy.
No.
Wasn't he? I don't know.
Lead singer of Poison.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And yeah, I'm agreeing right now with the lead singer of Poison thing.
Well, most of all of those...
And Bret Michaels is kind of hot.
Most of all those men are feminine, so I accept.
Whatevs.
I'm in touch with my masculine vibe.
Connie says, good morning. Good morning back to you. Everybody's saying happy birthday to Sean. I love that.
I dig that. You know, I was wondering why everybody was saying happy birthday to Sean, and I just did it. You know, I wanted to say I wasn't really aiming for a rock and roll look today.
Yes.
But apparently...
Shout out to Chris Goldowski, who is now taking Poison songs and using them as comments. Every rose has its thorn.
Is that a Poison song?
That is a Bret Michaels original.
Every night has its dawn.
But he didn't sing the whole thing. Now I look like an idiot.
What's the only line I know?
How about Every Rose Has Its Thorn?
Yeah, but Chris just wrote it.
Oh, so you want to go to the next line?
That's what I was doing. It's probably not the one that I said.
Every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. Every rose has its thorn. I brought the fedora up today because I wanted to wear it, but then we started and I'm like, I don't want to wear it anymore. So I'm putting it on, and I'm taking it off because it's making my head hot.
My chair is squeaky, everybody.
Let me say this really fast before we get rolling. Where my crew at? Crew. Yes,
crew.
Good morning, Brian and Carrie crew. This is going to be a great show.
I'm digging.
The one exercise that's going to have the most immediate impact on your mindset.
You know,
what is it? What's the story behind it? How do you do it? Got a piece of paper and a pen ready. We're going to walk you through it just like we did last night. And we're giving away 2 free copies of the entire Let's eliminate your limits. How to finally achieve the goals you set. Brian and Carrie program. By the way, we're going to earn your share today, so I'll just go ahead and do it now.
Yeah.
I know we're going to earn it. You know we're going to earn it, so there you go.
I dig.
Woo!
I wanted to add that I received, actually, I'm not going to give away the topic of what we're talking about today, but I actually received like 3 messages yesterday from people who have instituted simply that one.
Really?
And have already started to see change in their life.
Well,
so,
let me say this.
I love that.
Billy Reuter, wow. Billy.
Hi,
Billy. Billy is watching right now. He said hi before. He is in my founder's entrepreneurial mastermind. So, Billy, don't give it away. But Billy already knows this technique because he's been using it in that program of mine for about 2 months now, and the impact is disgusting.
Yeah, I love it.
Absolutely
huge.
huge.
You know, I'm in that mode again today where I'm singing to every time you say something. Like you said, give it away, and I was about to go, give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Yeah, a little bit of chili peppers in the morning.
I did.
Mike Drapluck. Oh my God, I love you. Look at that crew.
I did, right? Crew. You know what? I just caught myself doing something.
Billy Reuter says today. By the way, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Billy commented on my comment to Billy, and if you read it, he just said this is life changing.
I was just going to say that.
So stick around.
Apparently, the comments on the Rockstar thing, whatever, has got me saying I dig. I just said like I dig 4 times in the pre-show, and I never. it's not a sentence I say, but I dig.
I want to shout out to Derek McQuinn, who's coming at us from Kansas City.
Good
I
morning.
love that guy. That guy's energy, man.
I know.
It's just addictive. How do you not like Derek McQuinn? If you don't like Derek McQuinn, you got a problem with me.
I need to know if we're on
Because
the
he's
loudspeaker today again.
Are we on the mic, the whole system there, Derek?
What a great thing to be, if we are broadcasting over the loudspeaker today in Derek's gym or facility, what a great day, because this is a great topic.
Yes.
For people, and particularly in the fitness domain.
Huge topic.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, I just want to say, I've noticed that there's some blipping going on the screen. I'm not sure why that's happening, but, you know, we do live in the mountains.
Yeah.
So if you find that there's a little, it pauses, fear not. We're not going anywhere.
Look at that. Derek says he's hooking it up, baby. 9 a.m. session. Brian and Carrie in the morning, loudspeaker style down in Kansas City.
Let's do
I'm
it.
starting to like this, okay? There's a wonderful man named Satish in Guyana.
Yeah.
Who binge watches Brian and Carrie in the morning like most of us binge watch Netflix.
Right.
Gareth and Lee Ashton often get up at 4 a.m. just to watch Brian and Carrie in the morning live, and then they go back to bed. Mm-hmm. And that's saying something because they have 2 small kids.
Yeah.
Right? And then Mama Draps sends us a picture last night of how she plugs her laptop into the big HD TV she has wall mounted. So Papa and Mama Draps watch us on the big screen. And now Derek McQuinn is broadcasting us live around his entire fitness facility in Kansas City.
Yes!
I got to tell you, I'm digging Brian and Carrie in the morning, and I'm digging the crew.
Me too.
You know what?
Say it.
Cheers to you, crew. Where my crew at?
Crew.
Y'all better try that.
Good morning, Michelle Lee. I always love it when I see. I know it's not like super early over in California right now. It's 7 a.m. But I'm always heartened to see like the California nights chiming in. The
California nights.
The West Coasters at this time.
Chris
of the day,
Goldowski,
you know?
Kelly Goldowski.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So Daniel,
right on.
Maureen's husband, saw the show last night for the very first time and emailed her to say hello to Brian and Carrie. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning, Daniel.
Oh, you people make us so happy.
You really do.
You know, last night, we obviously, Lisa Arsenault was one of the recipients last night of, actually, Lisa Christine and Lisa and Papa Droplux.
Yes.
They all sent us these beautiful messages, and we were honestly sitting there for like 20 minutes just reading and staring and just so honored to be able to offer you guys that.
Quick shout out, good morning to Steve Montefinesse and Angela Funning, who is watching us all the way in the UK. I think Wales in particular. I'm not too sure, actually, though.
Yeah.
Angela, are you in Wales?
Well, she's working with Emma, so that would make sense, right?
Emma does satellite coaching as well.
In the facility,
well,
I believe.
Can I just add one more thing before we get started? Karen Roberts is Busch Gardens bound, so we're on big time HD TVs. We're live at Derek McQuinn's studio, and we're in the car.
I love it.
On the way to Busch Gardens.
I have a story about Busch Gardens. I was supposed to go there when I was 13 with my family, and we never got there because the car broke down. I was very disappointed.
It's not that cool.
I know, but I like roller coasters. You don't like roller coasters?
No, because roller coasters are crazy.
Anyways, let's get to it.
Yes, welcome to Brian and Carrie in the Morning. We are coming at you live from the beautiful Mount Tremblant in Quebec, Canada. We're live 5 mornings a week, Monday through Friday, although this week we are going to be live in the evening on Thursday night. So commit that to memory and watch for some announcements. Today's show is epic. It's epic.
Every show is
What is the one exercise you need to do every single day that will have the most powerful impact on your mindset immediately? And we have used this with professional, national team, and Olympic athletes to great success. So if you're kind of geared up, if you're excited, if you're feeling the vibe, the energy, the flow, I could be like a hype man for anybody.
Yeah, you could.
Anyways, if you're feeling all that shit, give us a share, give us some hearts, kick us into the show proper, please.
Let's do it.
Angie Olsen just ruined it for everybody. Angie.
Not if we don't tell anybody.
I'm just joking, Angie. You're not safe. Let me start with the story.
Yeah,
okay? So here's the story. So, in a past life, 1997, well, actually, it's 1996 to be precise, I graduated college and I started working as a high-performance specialist for elite athletes, okay? And as I mentioned last night on our show, and I'm going to kind of just restate now, I mean, yes, I was a training and conditioning and even a rehabilitation specialist back then, but really my primary job was mental emotional. My job was to keep my high-end Olympic professional athletes static and neutral from a mental emotional perspective. And it actually gives me pause to remind you and to say this, right? Carrie and I can't stand the overhyped motivation about goal setting. We can't stand that nonsense about having to listen to rah-rah music or watch rah-rah videos on YouTube every morning just to get like up and, antsy for the day. Because we call that mood making. And when you take things up artificially, guess what? They fall, right? So we want to avoid that. But think about what I just said there. I'm talking about athletes, professional athletes, who have $3, $4, $5 million contracts that they're playing for, okay? I got Olympic athletes who are gearing up. They have 13 months until the next Olympic Games. So, I take my job very seriously at that level, right? So, it was never about motivation. It was never about rah-rah. It was never about pump-up videos and gotta get my game face on. It was about neutrality. It was about avoiding the dip of mental emotional difficulty or challenge. It was about staying very homeostatic so that every single day was just a good solid day, a good training day, a good game day, and then we got some sleep and geared up again for tomorrow. It was not the dramatic ups and downs that so many other coaches make it about. And we got to start tuning those folks out because they're not serving us. It's misdirected, all of their advice. We're looking for some neutrality. We're looking for some consistency. We're looking for some simplicity. We're looking to avoid the dip. Okay? So, having said that, in 1997, I got exposed to a sport called synchronized skating. And if you've never seen it before, it's actually gorgeous. It's like 20 figure skaters on the ice at the same time doing the most complex routine to music. It's breathtaking to watch. I had never seen it before, but I was working at a facility in Toronto, Canada, and the then Canadian national team came into our facility to start training with us. That's when I was exposed to it. Well, 2 years later, I got hired on as the Canadian national team head performance coach. So that was really awesome because I was 23 years old and I was traveling around Europe with a bunch of 24-year-old female figure skaters. Not a horrible gig when you're 23. But here's the point. There was a team I was working for at the time, okay, and they were just a little bit west of Toronto. And you have to understand, in this sport, to qualify for the World Championships, you have to finish in the top 2 in your national championship. So you picking up what I'm laying down? To go to Worlds, you have to win gold or silver in your national championship. Now, this particular team had been finishing 3rd, bronze medalists for 7 years in a row. And the same 2 teams in Canada at the time switched off gold and silver for those exact same 7 years. So when I started working for this 3rd place team, guess what kind of mindset they had? we're the third place team.
Of course.
We're never going to crack the code of making it into the top 2 spots. We're never going to go to the World Championships. We're never going to represent our country at this beautiful international event. Well, I recognized that mindset immediately when I started working with their team. I mean, it was palpable how much they were all committed to finishing third. Which is, I mean, look, there are hundreds of teams in this country alone. So being in the top 3 is amazing. But they wanted to go to Worlds and yet had the unconscious language, which is what we talked about last night, that they were destined to finish third. So I needed a quick and simple but powerful exercise that I could give each of these skaters and the coaching staff, that they could perform every single day as individuals and as a team, that would change that mindset immediately. And this is the exercise I gave them. Now let me end the story by saying this, okay? In February of that year, that particular skating season, right here in Montreal, I was from Toronto at the time, so that was like a 6-hour drive for us. But right here in Montreal, that team finished second in Canada, and we went to Sweden to participate in the World Championships of synchronized skating. It works. It works. It never doesn't work. If you are consistent with it, it works. That's my story of how I created this exercise. So, who's excited to hear what it is?
Who's excited?
Make some comments.
I'm excited.
You wrote some notes.
Well, no, because some of the stuff that I wrote down is about specifically about the exercise. So I don't want to announce it until we've actually announced the big reveal of what this exercise is. But the one thing I will say, and I'll elaborate on it in a few minutes when we do kind of talk a little bit more about this, is that for me, so I was listening as you were talking about my own experience with this particular exercise. And for me, what it came down to was feeling good or feeling bad.
Right.
And
but you're absolutely right.
It came down to, like, in a moment, am I making the choice to feel good, or am I feeling bad? Because when we feel bad, we perpetuate bad. Our actions don't line up with where we really want to be. But when we feel good, they do. And so we talk about that a great deal on the show, right? The art of feeling good.
Yes.
And I think this particular exercise for me is the linchpin to making sure that you feel good in spite of whatever happens in your day.
That's the key.
So yeah.
That's the key. Okay. Now, last night we gave you learn your language, which essentially gives you awareness. Most people walk around their days every day feeling afraid, feeling anxious, feeling sad, without even realizing it.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because our society has accepted that as normal. It's not fucking normal to be sad. It's not normal to be afraid.
Yeah.
These are end-range emotions that we feel when we are not centered.
Yep.
Okay? It's not normal. It's common, but it's not normal. So learn your language gives you awareness. Now this exercise, exactly what Carrie said, it gives you a different perspective. And when you start to do it every single day, you start to sense and see and feel that perspective immediately.
Right.
Okay, so let me frame it this way. The human brain is actually wired to be negative. Most people don't know that. Most people don't realize that. We retain, remember, and react to negativity with so much more force and intensity than we do positivity. Okay, think about it. Let's just say, for example, you work in human resources. Okay, you get 35 emails in one day that all say, you know what, you are the greatest human resources manager I've ever worked with in my entire life. We are so fortunate to have you in this company. 35 emails say that. One email you receive says, you are the worst human resources manager I've ever worked for. I can't stand you. Go kill yourself. Which of those do you react to most? The overwhelming evidence, 35 separate emails that you're the greatest, or that one idiot?
Yeah.
Which one do you think bogs you down mentally for the rest of the day?
Right.
Which one do you think you're thinking about for the next week? Which one are you resonating with and feeling for the next month? You know the answer, correct? The human brain is wired to be more negative than you realize.
You know, can I give another example in the health and fitness realm for a second? So I'm going to give two examples. You're working to, do better in training and nutrition and lose weight, let's just say, for example, right? You go to the gym and your workout that day is comprised of, let's just say, 5 groupings of exercises of 10 repetitions each.
Yep.
You do 5 sets, or you do 5 sets of 8, or you do 95% of the workout. You do, and then you kind of cut it 1 set short.
Yes.
You end up beating yourself up for the 1 set short that you cut,
yes,
as opposed to the whole, like, the abundance of what you did right. And the same is for nutrition. Like, I work very closely with some women in a simple results group on nutrition and training, right? And sometimes, like, they will beat themselves up because of the extra ounce of cheese they ate that day. But like 3 weeks ago, they were eating nothing but junk food. Yeah. Right? So we have got to learn to look at the wins.
Of course. I haven't even said it yet.
Everybody else was saying it.
Carrie just ruined my surprise. Show's over.
No, I didn't.
I'm just joking. I want to say,
started it.
Brian Sackwitz, great comment. I do that kind of crap myself. It's so easy to blow negative crap out of proportion.
Yeah. I have a powerful story.
Can't you all relate to that? Yeah. So let me get to the chase. The exercise, step number 2. But this is the one that has the most immediate, powerful impact on your mindset. It's immediate. Count your wins every single day. Tony Robbins calls it magic moments, and it's a beautiful way of phrasing it. Count your wins. Look at, when I was with the Canadian national team, we'd have a 3-hour practice, okay? And I would sit in the stands and do all the data collecting that I needed to do to be the best performance coach possible. And I can tell you that over a 3-hour practice, 85% of that practice was sharp and strong and well executed. 15% was not. But what do you think every single coach and athlete who got off the ice that day was talking about? The overwhelming minority of the time that they didn't like the way it felt. Yeah. That's when I realized that we have got every single day to count the wins. This is what we did right. This is what we did strong. This is what we're grateful for. This is why we are so excited. This is what we know is going to happen because of our efforts today. That's what you walk away from every single day thinking and feeling. Yeah. What did you win today? Because the brain, as Brian Sackwitz just said, is so wired to be negative. 1,000 small great things can happen every single day and you don't even fucking notice. Yeah. One insignificant bad thing can happen and it's all you think about, talk about, and feel for the next 36 hours. Absolutely. Am I wrong?
Yeah, absolutely.
So counting your wins is the exercise. Yes, get your piece of paper ready because we're going to show you how to do it. But understand the point. The human brain is wired via evolution to what it is. But when we start to reverse the process, when we start to specifically and intentionally enumerate the wins we're having every single day, we change the way our brains process. We change our perspective. And how long does it take to happen?
Oh my gosh. Billy, chime in. How long does it take to happen?
48 hours.
Right.
Do it for 2 or 3 days. Yeah. You'll feel different.
Absolutely.
And I'm not shitting you because I don't blow smoke up anybody's ass. Yeah. 2 or 3 days of you doing this exercise consistently, you will start seeing the world in a different way.
Completely.
From different eyes.
I couldn't agree more.
All right, Chloe.
Everybody, you guys are chiming in with brilliant comments. I'm loving people are just loving the counting your wins.
Yes.
People are really relating to the negative, space.
Absolutely.
I was thinking about a time in my life when counting wins was like extra important. Last night we talked about
Can I interrupt you?
Of course.
Billy just chimed in. After one day, I felt a shift in my perspective.
There you go.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
Brilliant, brother.
I've kind of always been a win counter. Like I've always kind of seen the brighter side of things, which is another way to.
I have not.
Right, to use it.
I have not. Yeah.
And I think that last night I referenced some of the rhetoric that we use. Live day by day, be aware of your thoughts, and all that kind of stuff. This is another one, right? Like see the brighter side of things.
Yeah, we always say
look
that
for the
shit.
Positive. We all use that language.
What's the silver lining?
what's the other one? Like the glass is half full, whatever, like there's so many different motivational slogans out there that are so easy for us to say, but the implementation of them is a challenge, right? And so for me, I've always kind of done this, except for in one area in my life, which was the area that was relational with you early on, right?
Yes.
And I can go back to those days and remember, in the moment of like extreme emotion, and tears and feeling not good enough, and I'm constantly screwing up and all that stuff, because it was very hormonally based, right? My reactivity. I would bury myself. Like, I was already feeling badly, but then I would bury myself in the negativity of like, well, here I go again. I did it again. I can't control my hormones. I can't do this. I can't do that. But it was counting wins that really changed that, because you would say to me, you'd say like, you know what though, babe? Like, I want to tell you that this is, 20 minutes shorter than the last time we experienced this. Now, in the moment, that doesn't necessarily feel great, but you have to start to hinge onto that, right?
Yeah.
And then force yourself to count those wins. You know what? Yes, I didn't react the same way. I didn't cry this time, for example.
We have got a million comments we have to get to. Robin Camley, I must do this and stop treating myself like such an asshole. Hats off, lady, because that's exactly right. Every single one of us treat ourselves like an asshole. But we don't mean to, and we can reach for the motivational nonsense every day if we want. It doesn't change shit. Not sustainably and not permanently. Look, nobody's confused about physical fitness. If you want to run a marathon, then you better go outside and run for several months leading up to that marathon. But if you don't execute the running every single day, well, then you're not going to run the marathon, and you shouldn't be surprised at that.
Right.
So if we are simply going to let all this stimulus come into us every single day and let our brains do what our brains are wired to do, which is create a filter around all of it to be negative, well, then we shouldn't be surprised that we're treating ourselves like an asshole.
Yeah.
But we can fix it in 5 fucking minutes a day. We can fix it by counting our wins, which, yes, we're going to get to in a second.
Right.
But that's a great comment. Now, Michelle Chapman-Smith, same as 3 positive things from positive psychology. Not really. Not really. Positive psychology is about pounding smoke up your ass. I mean, look, I'm just going to say it, and if that hurts someone's feelings, I am very sorry. But this is not about positive affirmations. This is not about saying, I think I can, I think I can't. This is about constructively learning how to deconstruct situations that happen to you in your life and finding the win, which is so easy and so profoundly powerful. Okay,
yeah,
go
and
ahead.
Billy just made a comment about gratitude, which I was going to circle back around to, which ties into what Michelle just said. We're all very familiar with counting your gratitudes, right?
Yes.
And if anybody has counted their gratitudes, I have a sneaking suspicion that you've experienced what most people have experienced, is you sit down with a journal and you write out, I am grateful for my family, I am grateful for this, I'm grateful for the roof over my head, right?
Yeah.
And that feels good for like the first 3 days, and then on day 4, you're like, why am I writing this out again?
I'm
like
you're
not feeling it, right?
Yes.
So the difference between counting wins and gratitudes, and Billy just made this point that this was so powerful for him, is that counting your wins is directly related to the goals that you're working on.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not this like ambient, I'm grateful for my husband. This is the win that I had today insofar as this goal that I'm working on.
Which answers Chris Goldowski's great question. If counting your wins does not really come from the inside out, then it's just more mood, or he is asking, is it just more mood pumping if you're not feeling it? The answer to that is yes or no, yes and no. Okay? Yes, because we don't want to get into rote patterns.
Yeah.
That's the problem with counting gratitude. I've been saying this for a decade. Don't do it.
Right.
Every spiritualistic teacher on the planet tells you to count your gratitudes. I'm the one guy for 10 years saying, no, it doesn't work. And here's why it doesn't work. Because most of the time you're like, oh, fuck. Tony Robbins told me I have to count my gratitude. So I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my right hand. I'm grateful for my wife. And you just kind of go through the motions, right? We exist off of a feeling mechanism. We have to feel what we're saying. We have to feel what we're imagining. We have to feel these things more than say them. So to answer your question, Chris, in the beginning, sometimes we're not going to feel as happy or win-oriented about the wins that we're counting that day, but at very least, they're specific to the day. And once we get into the pattern of it and the synapses in the brain start to change, boom. Yeah. Now the emotion swells with it, and now we're creating a ripple effect.
Right, and we're not that I think you think we're saying this, we're not saying don't be grateful, because that would be like stupid to say don't be grateful. But the one thing that I can tell you without question is that gratitude is a feeling that exists when you are really truly living and stepping into the best version of yourself that you possibly can.
Yeah.
The happier I am, the more fulfilled I am, the more successful I am in life in general, the more grateful I am. They just go hand in hand.
Great comment by Maureen as well, who's answering Chris. It's more than a mood change because it is concrete reasons that will change mood. See, that's where we run into slippery slopes of what too much dogmatic fortune cookie has tried to throw at us regarding spirituality and psychology and feel-good shit over the last 30 or 40 years. It really is not as simple as saying that if I'm going to say what I'm grateful for, then I'm going to feel grateful. It doesn't really work that way. We have to reprogram the conscious brain and then the unconscious mind, okay? So that's the word I want you to hinge on. We are reprogramming how we have perspective on the world. We are reprogramming our eyes and how we see life. Reprogramming is the key, okay? Ooh, there are so many fucking awesome responses. Thanks, Chris.
Can I ask everybody to do something for us? While we keep going, because we haven't given you the overview exactly of how to do this yet, but we're going to. But feel free to chime in with a win that you've had in the last 24 hours. As you just chime in and say look, whatever it is. Let's just kind of get the conversation going insofar as the notion of what a win is, because we are going to talk about exactly that. What qualifies as a win?
And I also want to add, Jeff Patton has a great quote here. I do well getting rid of the negative. Okay, can you relate? Getting rid of the negative, or I can't get rid of the negative. Are you ready? Don't get rid of the negative. We're not telling you to get rid of the negative. We don't want you to get rid of the negative because we're pragmatic. You can't get rid of the negative.
Yeah.
Look at, we are going to direct energy one place. If we direct it to multiple places, it won't be strong enough energy, right? So we're going to direct it one place. So you tell me, where would you rather direct your energy? Counting your wins or getting rid of negative?
Right.
Think about it. How common sense is that? Whatever we direct our energy towards, we enlarge. That thing gets bigger.
Yep.
So if we are directing energy at getting rid of negative, negative gets bigger. We start to see negative more often. And, respect, we're breaking our arms, patting ourselves on the back, saying, oh man, I'm trying really hard to get rid of my negatives. It doesn't work that way. You are directing energy at negativity, which means you're going to see it, experience it, and feel it more often.
Right.
Direct your energy to the exact other polar opposite. Count your wins.
Yeah.
Because when this amplifies, guess what? This mutes.
It takes care of itself.
Exactly. You don't have to get rid of negative. You have to amplify positivity. And that's the name of a book. Amplify positivity. We should write a book called that.
There you go.
There are so many comments.
I know, it's crazy.
Woo!
It's absolutely crazy. I wanted to say with regards to just the last comment there of the negative, when at our retreat a couple of weeks ago in Spain, a lot of questions like that came towards us about what do you do when the negative comes in? Like those questions. And we kept pointing to the journal, which we don't have at the moment, but you've seen it. You know what it looks like. We kept pointing to the journal, and it's not the book, the journal, but it's obviously what it contains. It contains all the tools and the strategies in an incredibly simple way that if you just simply do it daily, like I said, it takes care of the negative stuff, because you can only be focused on one thing at a time.
Yes.
Right? So you're going to either be focused on the building, the creating, the evolving, the counting your wins, or you're going to be focused on all the negative stuff.
I love these comments. The people, you guys are counting your wins.
Yeah.
And they're paraphrasing. Michelle Lee, dial down the negative. Exactly.
I dig.
Exactly. There was a comment before, I think it was by Sandy, and I know Sandy well. Great lady, an incredible, insightful brain. And she was saying this at large for the community. She's not talking about herself at all. But she says, sometimes for some people, it's hard to count the positives when you think your life sucks. Notice how we staggered this week. What was last night, Carrie Campbell?
Learn your language.
So if you think your life sucks, what is order number 1, Carrie Campbell?
To learn your language.
And stop saying life sucks. Ha!
Which is the exact... I want to say, like, this for me is actually a really important point, because this is, you know, you have a gratitude journal where you count your gratitudes.
Yes.
But the rest of the picture is not taken care of with that, right?
Yes.
These 4 exercises that are in the journal were purposefully selected by us after years of practicing the ones that made the greatest impact and the greatest wholesale change.
Yes.
Because they all play off of one another. You can't count your wins if you're not learning your language at the same time. I mean, you can, but we want to give you the biggest bang for your buck, the biggest change, right? So all 4 of them are dependent on one another.
Absolutely. They are interdependent. That
right.
is the key. Great comment by Louise. Love the way you think. Thanks for sharing. I just got an aha moment.
Love it.
Boom! Sandy says, easy peasy. Of course, I agree with you, homegirl. Chris, no, Kelly Goldowski. Nice 10-minute conversation with Chris when he got home from work. A nice break from my day with caring for the puppies. I love you counting wins, Kelly. You make me so happy.
Me too.
Okay.
Should we give a journal?
We should give a journal away.
Yay!
Who wants one? You know, Mike Drablik says, thank you. Papa Drops, thank you. Who wants a journal? We're going to give one away right now, and we're going to give one away at the end. So, if you would like a copy of this journal, I would like you to put yes or me in the comments right now, because I want to make sure that this person is still here. Oh,
there we
go. Okay. All right, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Can I go first with this particular guy?
Oh, you can do whatever you want.
Last night we talked about if you invest in us, we'll invest in you. But we also talked about how that was not solely monetarily, right? If you want to make your life better, okay, now I'm going to say this properly, okay? If you want to make your life better, and at least you come to Brian and Carrie in the morning every day, and you comment, you participate in the community, and hell, you even share our show once in a while, as far as we're concerned, you are taking steps to make your life better. But what we don't deal with, what we can't deal with, is victims. It's just people who constantly want to tell everybody and themselves how bad they have it, how horrible life is, how it's never going to get any better. What are we supposed to do at that point? How do we help anyone who's not willing to help themselves? So you invest in us by taking steps. We will invest in you. Now this young man is on the show right now. I just saw him comment. And he is invested. He has been here daily.
I agree.
He is coming to our next retreat in October. And we've never even met him before.
That's crazy.
That's the part that staggers me. And you have no idea how much unbelievable blessing and gratitude we feel for people who just watch us on Brian and Carrie in the morning and sense the trustworthiness, sense that we can help them create change in their lives, and then therefore invest. We feel so blessed about that.
I agree. I'm just going to add one thing about this person. You know, I still remember the first email that we received from him.
So do I.
We both received it through our Brian and Carrie email address.
That's
and,
right.
And it was very lengthy.
Yep.
And for us, you know, some people might get a very lengthy email and be like, oh my gosh, I have to read all of that. But for us, when we receive an email like that from someone, you know, we know that person is growing, is evolving, and it wasn't like a woe is me email. It was very much like
he was telling us what his life was.
Absolutely. And ever since then has become, I would say, like, I mean,
a fixture.
A fixture on Brian and Carrie in the morning, but we've had ongoing communication.
Absolutely.
It's funny to adore someone who you've never met in person, but I just absolutely adore him.
And I can't wait to give him a hug. I'm a huggy kind of guy, brother, so get ready for October.
So who is it?
Steve Montefinis. Thank you, sir, for seriously investing in your life. Yeah. And if anything, we can repay you with this, a copy of our How to Finally Achieve the Goals You Set, the personal journal, the 7 videos, and the daily reader. It's going to be shipped down to you in Chicago over the next week or so. So, brother, thank you so much for everything you've done to invest in your own life.
Yay!
Look at that. The great job, Steves, and the congratulations.
Everybody's
you guys
chiming in. I love that. You guys are great. Because everybody on
I didn't even know Michelle Adams was here. I love Michelle Adams.
Everybody on here knows Steve because he's always here.
That's right.
You know, he always goes out of his way to make sure that he's on the show. Watch, Steve's not watching anymore. He made that last comment and he's gone.
Right? No, he's still here. I'm sure he's still here.
Even if he's not.
You know what I love about the Brian and Carrie community?
What?
Everybody who's sending hearts and who is saying, congratulations, Steve, they're all, like, in the running to win this free thing.
Yeah.
And yet no one's sitting there in ego saying, fuck, it wasn't me. Everyone's saying, congratulations, Steve. That's why we love you people.
I agree.
This is the best community in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for us. This is the best community in the world.
I want to address the community really quick. Oh, look at that.
Right on, brother.
I love you, Steve.
I'm at work and now my heart is busting. My eyes are tearing.
Yay.
Great
Well, not
man.
that you're like busting out the
Great
heart,
man.
but I also want to chime in really quickly on a comment that Brian Sapowitz last night made on our show. He said, oh, there's Brian right there.
Right on.
He said one of his favorite things about the show is that he feels like he's actually getting to know everybody through the chat.
Right.
And I have to be honest with you, for Brian and I, that's one of the most beautiful things. Like, we get messages from, you know, Cecily and Steve who are now connected, and Brian who's talking to this person.
Sure.
You know what? We're all the same more than we are different. We've all traveled a journey. We're all traveling a journey.
Absolutely.
So the fact that you guys feel that as a part of the crew, for us is, there's just really no words for it.
I agree. Maureen, great comment. Bless you, love. We'll all have access to it in 2 weeks. Beautiful. Thank you so much for obviously wanting to invest in yourself.
Yes.
So let's get to it, guys. Let's get to how do you count your wins?
Yeah.
And I don't mean to be cagey with this, but I'm going to tell you, it can be done in many ways. And so we're going to profile 2 or 3 different ways because we have field tested this ourselves in our own life, 2 or 3 different ways, and we have now come to the one that works best for us. Right. But so that's the point. It's what works best for you. In the Let's Eliminate Your Limits, How to Finally Achieve the Goals You Set personal journal, which we both conveniently forgot to bring to the set today. So pretend we're holding it up. There you go. There is the section for counting your wins and, of course, instructions for how to do it. Now, all we really want you to do, okay, is, and look, you can make this meditative. You don't have to. You can close your eyes and think for a few moments. You don't have to. But what we want you to do is mentally play back the day, okay? Mentally play back the day from the time you went to bed until, the time you woke up until the time you went to bed, right? And just kind of play it slow, feel the day, what did you do first, second, third, and yes, there's going to be gaps in your memory and you're going to go a little faster at certain points. Don't overthink it, don't overstress it. We just want you to replay the day best you can. Everything you did that day, that could be classified as something that felt good, was good, or brought you closer to the goals in life you want, write it down. That's it. That's all. Now, I'm going to give you the 2 to 3 different ways you can do this. And then, Carrie, I think you chiming in with, like, what is a win?
Sure.
At the end of that. Okay,
Yeah,
so.
of course.
What we did initially, Carrie and myself, was we did ourselves what we teach everyone else to do. Count your wins before you go to bed. Okay? So what a great practice and a habit to get into. Don't go to bed rushed. Don't go to bed anxious. Don't go to bed angry. Don't go to bed frustrated. Don't go to bed worrying about tomorrow or dreading next week or hating today. Look, your unconscious doesn't go to sleep. It listens the entire night. Okay? While you're sleeping, you're going to dwell on something. And if you're going to bed anxious and rushed and frantic and stressed and dreading, you're going to wake up feeling the exact same way. Who can't relate to that? So go to bed feeling triumphant. Go to bed feeling excited. Go to bed feeling happy and fulfilled. Count your wins before you go to bed. For 5 minutes, sit down, relax, take your Brian and Carrie journal, open up to today's page and start to mentally rehearse the day. You know what? I really have wanted to lose weight for a while, but instead of having like junk food on the go from Starbucks for breakfast, I actually made myself an omelet at home. Big win.
Yeah.
Massive win. But here, look, how many people, if Brian and Carrie were not asking you to count wins, would actually count the win of I made an omelet today?
Yeah.
Virtually nobody. But that's the shit you have to start reprogramming. Right? So go through your day and write out all the things that felt good, were good, or brought you closer to the life and goals that you want. Write them out. Take 5 minutes. You are going to start to reprogram the way your brain processes the world, the perspective you carry. In a matter of 24 to 48 hours, you know what happens the next morning? You go and you make another omelet, and you're like, in the moment, oh man, this is a win.
Right.
This is a win. See what I'm saying? So it starts off by you counting your wins at night, but because you start bringing wins top of the mind, you start to change the synapses, you start to reprogram the perspectives you have on life. All of a sudden, every single day, you start to notice the wins in the moment.
Yeah.
And guess what happens then? They become contagious. And now, that's what you're after. The feeling of the win, the feeling of the good, the feeling of the this is what I want from my life. This is bringing me closer to my goals.
Right.
You have no idea the Pandora's box we just gave you. When you open this up, your world is going to shift. Now, here's our challenge for you. Do it for 5 nights consecutive.
Right.
Consecutive. Don't miss a night.
Yeah.
By the way, the one other option that we really like, and this is what we do every single morning, in our own morning time, we count our wins from yesterday. Because we're at a point now where we go to bed pretty fucking happy all the time. Right? So the next morning we wake up, we learn our language, we review our direction, all the shit we're going to teach you this week. And the last thing we do before we end our morning time is we count our wins from yesterday.
Right.
Because we have found that vaults us into the day with even more intention and intensity.
Absolutely.
Did I describe that well?
You did great.
Y'all know what you're doing? Now let Carrie punctuate and finish it off.
Yeah, I just want to add a few things. So it actually ties into what Angie just said.
Yes,
Angie just said
great
that
comment.
her first win was that I didn't bite my nails today. And why is that so important? So one of the things that I always make sure to talk about when we talk about wins is that we are conditioned as a society now to look for the aha moment.
Yeah.
Right? We're conditioned to look for the big win. So we're looking for the I lost 20 pounds or I made $20,000 today or whatever, the case may be. But we are conditioned to look for the grand scale of things without recognizing that it's really the little wins that add up to create what I refer to as the aha life. Right? So each little moment, each little win adds up, right? You're not gonna lose 20 pounds without all the little wins along the way. You're not gonna make $20,000 without all the little wins along the way, right? So what ends up happening is if we're not counting those wins, we end up seeing where we are and where we want to go in this massive gap, and that we're never gonna get there, right?
Nice.
So count the little wins. Count the little wins like I didn't bite my nails today. Or if you're trying to get out of financial debt and today you saved your receipts.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't do anything with the receipts, but you saved your receipts.
It's a win.
It demonstrates a mindfulness of the intention and the goal that you're creating. Or you're trying to get healthier and more fit. Maybe today you drank an extra glass of water. Now, if you're trying to drink 1 liter or 2 liters of water and you only drank 1 glass of water, you will easily flip that into, I didn't do what I wanted to do.
Listen to that.
But
that's key.
You've got to look at it for those little wins along the way, because I drank a glass of water. You know what? I can do this. Now we're going back to what I talked about at the beginning. It feels good.
Yes.
And when you feel good, you do good. Right?
Exactly.
So count those little wins daily. They make a huge difference.
That was massive, okay? Do you see the way we screw it up in our society? The way the goal setting and the motivational and the you don't want it bad enough idiots have destroyed us mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
Okay? It's stupidity. Carrie raised a great point. Our light just blew on this side. But it's going to be okay. I'm going to keep going, okay? If your goal is to drink 1 gallon of water a day, which is a perfectly reasonable goal and a perfectly good goal, but on day 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you only manage to drink 1 glass of water, but the goal was to drink 1 gallon, you're about this far away from that goal. And all you're going to do is beat yourself up for not drinking 1 gallon of water. How about you count the win that you drank a glass?
Yeah.
That's the win. You drank the glass. I have entrepreneur clients who want to make $20,000 every single month consistently. But they get on themselves for not working hard enough, not hustling hard enough, not, selling hard enough. All the shit that all the entrepreneurial coaches tell you, it's all garbage. They get on themselves because they're not making $20,000 a month. To which I say, yeah, but you never will. You never will if you don't realize that today you serviced your clients well.
Right.
That's a win. Mm-hmm. Today you cared about what you were writing on Facebook. You just didn't put something up in the hopes of making a cheap sale. That's a win. You start adding up wins every single day. Guess what, entrepreneur? You're going to start making $20,000 a month in 6 months.
Yeah.
Everything is about the perspective you keep.
Yeah, and
right?
I just want to...
Are we killing this? Because I'm like losing my voice. Are we killing this?
You just reminded me of something that was a really powerful part of our past in win counting. Sometimes not doing something is the win.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you a perfect example. So in the past, like for example, as athletes,
yes,
sometimes not going to the gym and actually recovering on a given day as opposed to gutting through it,
right,
was the win.
Yes.
Right? So you can find, so when anybody ever says to me, and we hear this sometimes, we hear people say, I didn't have any wins today, I call bullshit. I call bullshit right away. You had wins. Talk to me for 5 minutes because I'm going to find your wins.
I'll find your wins for you.
You just haven't been conditioned yet to look for them, right? So that's what we're going through this process, is conditioning you to look for your wins.
So, by the way, with your pen and piece of paper, you should be counting your wins from either this morning or yesterday right now, and we want you to start sharing them on this thread immediately. Comment of the day goes to Sandy Weinberg. When our light went out, Sandy's comment, the other light is still on. It's a win.
It's a win.
That's my girl. Oh my God, I love her. Who's also, by the way, coming from Holland.
She is.
To our October retreat, which means I get to hug her.
And we're celebrating her birthday with her.
Yes. Marcy Williams, you guys are killing the shit out of it. Thanks, homegirl.
You don't even know this, but Marcy might also be at our retreat.
Well, it's about damn time, Marcy. I've wanted to hug you for like 3.5 years now.
Angie Olsen, too. How funny is that?
Angie Olsen. Don't get me started on the hug needing of this It's been too many years now, kid. You get to this retreat. We're going to help you make it happen some way, somehow. So let's go with some wins. I want to see some wins before we tie up loose ends on this show. Because we have one more free copy to give away.
We do.
She's not here right now, though. She chimed off about half an hour ago.
Oh, no.
Well, it's okay.
Oh, no.
That's okay. Maybe we're going to make this work anyways. So you guys, you look at the wins.
I am looking at the wins.
There were some comments 45 hours ago that I wanted to bring up, and I forget who said them, so I'm really sorry. I believe it was Michelle Chapman-Smith who said she totally sees how counting wins links to language now. Mm. Exactly. We are not just pretty faces. We're really smart too. We've done this on purpose in exactly this sequence. So good on you for noticing that, Michelle. And I think it was Maureen who said, look at that. Meredy says, Angie, I'll come with you. Meredy, you've got great hair. I recognize her from Facebook.
That's awesome.
Meredy, let's do this. Get Angie her. I'm going to go back to what I was saying before.
Yeah, you got it.
Maureen, great comment. You know what she said about wins? Count them with your kids. Yes!
We do that all the time.
We've been doing that for 3 years now at the dinner table, just like you said, Maureen. You're a super mom for noticing that, and good on you. I want to restate, kids remember part of what you say. Our kids don't remember the wins that they hear us talk about.
Right.
They don't even remember the wins that they say
at
our dinner table. But they remember the perspective of how it feels. Mm-hmm. And that makes them want to do better, achieve more, become all that they can.
Yep.
Do it with your kids. Perfect.
These wins are great, and I love it because you guys are counting the little wins. Cleaning out one drawer of papers this morning to work on cleaning clutter was a huge win. Jeff Patton said he actually sent out 5 emails. That's a win. Like, these are all wins. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Shout out to Meredy. Angie Olsen says, welcome. It's her first time here, Meredy.
I recognize that was the first time.
Yeah, this is how Angie starts her mornings. So, Meredy, I hope we can start your mornings with us as well. That'd be awesome because you have great hair. Great hair. Yes. I got to work on time. Good job, Aaron.
There we go. You
So
guys
we're
are
doing
epic.
good. Should we give away the last journal now?
Let's do it.
The
Should
whole
we
package.
give it away? The whole package. Yeah, it's not just the journal, guys. It's
Personal
the whole
journal,
program.
daily reader, 7 videos. It's like inside and intimate with Brian
Yep.
and Carrie.
Absolutely. It's our entire
So-
system.
Oh, good one, Penny. Unsubscribing from email list I don't
Who
actually
wants
read.
that energetic
I'm
stuff
with
in
you,
their
man.
inbox?
Hope that doesn't include Brian and Carrie emails. Yes, I'm in. This is a great part of my journey. Meredith, that's awesome. So welcome to you. Love that. So, give it away. Change someone's life, says Billy. Welcome, Meredith, says Lisa. Very cool, says Maureen.
Let's give away the journal.
She's not here. She chimed off about an hour, or not an hour, but 45 minutes ago. I want to give it to her anyways.
Okay, so we're going to give it to her.
This person.
Anyways, and somebody has got to set Steve. I am putting you in charge of this. If you're able to.
Yes.
Send her a message as soon as we announce it to let her know that she won.
Yeah.
So that she can either chime back, or at least she can know that, she won it. So, yeah,
Yes.
let's do it.
Penny Wood says she's keeping Brian and Carrie in inbox. Okay, so Steve, are you out there? You're in charge of messaging this person. You know what? Can I rebuff that?
You can do whatever you want.
Everybody watching right now
Everybody message her.
has got a message and or post on her Facebook timeline to say, hey,
Congratulations.
congrats, Brian and Carrie gave you this. Talk about someone who is investing in herself to create change in her life. Like Steve, we've never met this person before.
That's right.
She watches Brian and Carrie in the morning. Someone shared our show. Mm-hmm. She caught it. She decided to watch it one day, and she's been here ever since. Not missed one day.
Yeah.
And again, just like Steve, just felt trust and compassion from us, and is coming to our October retreat.
She was the first registration.
The first registration we had for this October retreat came from this person who doesn't even know us. I cannot wait to give her a hug.
Right.
I can't wait. And I want to say this, Lynette Macy's, if you're out there and watching, this person is the reason that you have to come to this retreat also. Because y'all get along well. I can see it every day on the threads.
I love it. It's like a reunion for the show.
It is.
Anyways.
So our hats off, our congratulations, and our honest, heartfelt thank you to Cecily. Because do you remember the games we used to play?
We could have
had
pronounced her
Cecile,
name.
Ooh, could you please audio message us for how to pronounce your name? Do you remember we used to play that game?
We
And
did.
she did. She audio
She
messaged
said-
us one day, and then boom, she signed up for our retreat. She's investing in herself. She's investing in us. We're going to invest in
Absolutely.
her.
I actually think Cecily's the first message she sent us was both the I want the retreat details, and by the way, this is how she sent a voice recording of this is how you say my name.
Cecily.
Watch it. We're still saying it wrong.
Can
for
I just,
all I know.
No, she told us. Can I say one thing?
Of course.
Y'all got a messenger now.
Somebody who has messaged Cecily.
I want to know who has messaged or posted on her timeline. Who
Cecily
has done it?
Casey. Let's do it. Let's get on it.
Cecily, yeah, Steve's like, Cecily! And Lynette says, okay, I'm in.
I love it.
So we're not going to chime off today until someone tells us they have messaged her.
I
So
think that
too many congratulations
right?
here. Go message her.
Somebody's messaged her. They're probably in the
I'm
process
waiting for
of doing
confirmation.
it. I love the fact that phones are spell checking things. We've got a
Yes.
Cecile and we've got a Seckle as well.
Seckle's good. Oh, Lisa, Mama Drops messaged her.
Of course she did. Thank you, Mama
Thank you, Mama
Japs.
Drops. Yeah, and post on her timeline. Thank you, Angie. Congrats. Lynette, congrats. Michelle Lee says congrats. I love Brian and Carrie in the morning, but more than that, I love the crew.
Yeah, me too.
Can I tell you one more thing, y'all?
Y'all.
Count your wins every single day. Do it for the next 5 days. Please don't forget we said that.
Yeah.
And before we get off this show, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, we're back on again.
We are.
Okay, for the next one, which is, pardon?
It's a really
Yes,
good one.
it is Review Your Direction. That is killer. And are you listening? We got a great message last night from someone who watches Brian and Carrie in the morning all the time. And you know what he said? He goes, you know what? After watching you guys, I realized something. I don't even know what my goals are anymore.
Yeah.
Can you relate? Come to tomorrow to see what that's all about. What is Review Your Direction? How do you do it? And how do you make it win for you?
We're loving you guys hardcore today.
Badass. By the way, Brian and Carrie crew swag.
It's coming.
It's
soon.
coming at you. If you want a t-shirt, maybe a headband.
I'm going to say within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to have it available.
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
Are you guys excited for Brian and Carrie wearables? I'm going to stick around for that one.
Can I just say that somebody just said that, I can't remember who it was, but they said they're going to, Maureen, I think, said she's going to make a t-shirt that says, this shit works.
Yes.
And then hashtag it BG.
What a great idea.
Oh.
You guys
Can
are
I say,
awesome.
on regards to tomorrow's show, Chris, that for me, this particular one was the one that I wasn't the best at.
Yeah.
And it gave me so much direction.
Right. Review your direction was not Carrie Strong's suit. That's
right.
what she's admitting right now. But when she decided to get good at it, oh my God, what she's accomplished since.
Yeah, I agree. Yay!
Amazing. Mad love for you all. I think we should be out.
We're
Let these
out.
folks get on with their day.
I just can't peel myself away.
Me neither.
I'm going to walk around while Brian signs us out.
Love you all.
Mwah!
See you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern.
Bye.
See you tomorrow morning.